Hello, I'm Deborah. I work as an operations coordinator for the Foundation for Public Code in Amsterdam. I'm also doing some system administration there, so I'm installing software on servers for work and for myself. But before I started working there, I've been working in the digital human rights scene for a long time, for like 6 years. And there I worked at organizations that were using technology and open source software and digital security to help NGOs and other human rights organizations and journalists. So today we're going to look at passwords, passphrases, and password managers, which is one of the most simple and basic things you can do to really enhance your digital security. So we're going to talk about Diceware right now. What is Diceware? So Diceware is a method for creating passphrases and passwords and other cryptographic variables by using a simple dice as a randomness generator. We as humans always think we are random ourselves, but we are never really as random as we want to be. So when it comes to picking passwords, you need that randomness to have something that is completely unpredictable. Some people use, for instance, a passage from their favorite book. They use a word from that. They combine it with the town they are born in and maybe the date of birth from their father. But if somebody's really after you, a hacker, they can find all this information about you and are able to figure out what your password may be. They of course use computers for that. It's called brute forcing. And this is something that you have to avoid. And Diceware is great because the passphrase you create with it is really easy to remember, but very, very difficult to hack. It's more or less impossible. It's NSA proof even. Now we are ready to create a passphrase using the dices with Diceware. And I'm going to throw now with 5 dices at once a sequence. I'm going to write it down, the order of numbers, and you can decide to order yourself. And I'm going to repeat this 6 times because we want a passphrase that consists of 6 words. So now you see that I threw the dices and I put them in a sequence that I thought was a good sequence. That can be totally random, that's actually good. You can see I threw 2 4s, 2 5s and a 6. And I'm writing that down, so later I'm going to look up the Diceware word list and see which word correlates with this range of numbers. We're going to do this another 5 times, so we have a 6-word passphrase in total. I'm going to write down all the numbers and then we're going to look at the Diceware word list to see what passphrase we have generated. So now that we have our number ranges, we are going to look at the Diceware word list and we're going to see which words the numbers correlate with, so we can start building our master passphrase. So as you saw, the first range of numbers I threw was 4, 4, 5, 5, 6. The list is super long, so we're going to scroll together all the way to where the 4 is. That can take a while, although it's not that bad. We're now already at 2, 3, don't print it out, it's bad for the environment. So now we are in the right number range and you can see 4, 4, 5, 6 correlates with the word poking. So that's the first word of our passphrase. I'm going to do this with all the number sequences until we have the whole passphrase together. So now we're going to look at 2, 5, 3, 6, 2. That means I'm going to scroll back up and I'll do it really fast because my brain is really fast. I can actually see what I'm doing, believe it or not. So 2, 5, I go a bit too fast for my own goods. So 2, 5, 3, 6, 2 is the word enjoyable. And last but not least, we are almost close to having our passphrase completed. It's 2, 1, 6, 5, 3. So we're going to scroll up again. 2, 1 and 6, 5, 3. Really close already. Here we have it. 2, 1, 6, 5, 3 is the word cusp. So now we have our passphrase together. The sequence I wrote down. Our passphrase is poking, enjoyable, tricking, a company, shortcut, cusp. This is the phrase you are going to memorize, and you will memorize it much faster than you think. It's really, really easy. It takes a bit of time. You're free to write it down on a piece of paper. But of course, you need to use this passphrase for what we're going to do next, and that is using a password manager. And that password manager needs to be protected with the master passphrase, as we are going to call it for that purpose. So now we're going to install KeePassXC. Of course, there are other alternatives. There are a lot of password managers out there nowadays. LastPass is a known one, 1Password or Bitwarden. But I like to use KeePassXC, which is a fork of KeePass, community fork I should say. And it's been further developed, has a lot of features, and it is even usable in the browser, which is really great. But what is most important about it is that it's open source. I think it's important to use open source software as much as possible, because at least you can see what's happening in the software, and it's usually more secure because there's a whole community behind it that helps to develop it, but also keeps looking at the code base. There's a risk with other software, especially American companies or Israeli companies. I wouldn't trust them so much. They could build backdoors in the software and are able to get into the databases like that. I mean, it's far-fetched, kinda, but it's a risk I would like to prevent. So go open source, so go KeePassXC. I'm going to install it right now. I'm using a Mac, so I'm going to download KeePassXC for the Mac, but as you can see, they have it also for Linux and for Windows. But we're going to focus now on downloading it for Mac. I can actually go here. The DMG installer is what you want, and I'm just going to click this and follow the steps your computer prompts you to do, which is very straightforward with usually all operating systems. Linux can be a bit more complicated, although they tend to package these things much better nowadays. So I'm going to put it in my applications, and what I actually want to do is put it in this bar below, so I'm going to grab it from there once it's done, and it's done. So now that I've installed it, I'm going to drag it here to the spacebar so I can access it easier later. And it's securely put between the Tor browser and my VPN client, which is a good one actually, but I can make commercials here. So let's open it, and let's start setting it up. Oh, it says here it's an app downloaded from the internet. Are you sure you want to open it? Yes, I'm sure. So we just opened KeePassXC, and we're now going to set it up. You can of course already open an existing database if you, for instance, use KeePass, which I did before. Hence you can see a recent database in here. But you can also import it from 1Password or from CSV even, which is not good, but because that means that your passwords were in plain text, but that's another story. I'm going to click on create new database, and here it asks the database name. You can, for instance, make clear that there's a division between the work passwords and the private passwords. So let's assume that this is for work. So I'm going to call the database name passwords work, and it's sort of like it is self-explanatory, so I'm not going to add a description. Here I'm going to click continue, and here it asks about encryption settings. It's fine to just use the basic or the standard settings here. I mean, the advanced settings you can set up much more stuff, but we're going to keep it simple, and simple is also good enough. So click on continue. And now it's the interesting part where the Diceware passphrase I should say, comes into action. Here we're going to put the passphrase on the manager. So what was it again? Let's look it up, because I haven't memorized it yet, even though I will be able to do that fast. I'm going to click on the I so we can see what we're typing. And of course we have the word poking, add a space in between, very important. Enjoyable, and then we have the word tricking after that. Then we had accompany, shortcut, and cusp. And it wants to be confirmed. Let's see if it can do it like this. That would be great. Yes. So one more time, checking it, poking, enjoyable, tricking, accompany, and there we have shortcut and cusp. We're good to go. Done. So this is also important. Where are you going to save this database? I will do it in my documents folder. There could be other places that are better, but this is now secure enough for this use case. So here we go. The database is ready to go. And now the biggest time consuming task will start. because now you will need to replace all the passwords from all the websites you use. It's gonna be a bit tedious, but it's definitely worth the investment. So I'm gonna just, as an example, change my Twitter password. Settings and privacy, here we go. Of course I already have a really good password here, because I've been using this for a long time, but we're gonna create a new password. So here you click on the plus, add a new entry. The name of the entry is the website of the password. The username is either the username or the email address you use to log in. Well, I know in this case, this is my trash email address, so to speak. I have, of course, other email addresses for other purposes. And now the important part is coming. We're going to generate a password in KeePassXC, so you don't have to type something yourself. I'm going to show what I'm going to do. Here already you see a good example of a good password. The length is automatically on 20, which is good. 20 symbols or letters or numbers. That is really the minimum. A bit more can even be better. So let's put it on 24. Here you can also select what character types you want to have in the password, and you can make it as complex as possible because you never have to memorize this password. So here, look at this. This is maybe a bit too simple. It's all caps lock and it's all letters, so I want a bit of this and I want a bit of that, and I also want the weird symbols. Here we have it. This is a really good password. You can see that nobody can ever guess this. The password quality is also excellent. Probably if I put it down like this, you see it already goes down to good, weak. So here you go. You already see how important it is to have 20 or more characters. I'm going to click on apply password. You can also add the URL, could be handy, right? In case you don't remember what the URL is, although for Twitter it's pretty obvious. And click OK. Now I'm going to right click here and copy the password. And I'm going to put the new password in here. I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to paste it again, and I'm going to save it. And now it's been successfully updated. And this you are going to do for all websites you use. You saw a little pop-up that shows that the password was saved in the browser. This is fine to do if you do it with your private stuff on your private computer. I would recommend also putting a password then on the browser. But for work, especially if you are in a line of work that is a bit more high risk, which is a lot of NGOs nowadays and also journalists, please do not save the password in your browser. Just use the password manager. And the good thing of KeePassXC is it has been really enhanced from the old KeePass, because there's also browser plugins you can use. So you don't need to use the password manager from here, but you can download one of the plugins and do it from the browser itself. It's for Chrome, it's for Brave, it's for Firefox. It's all described really beautifully on the website of KeePassXC. They have really extensive documentation, and this is really the best way forward. So what I showed you today is a way to do it. There are other ways to do it. There's other tools available. It is good practice what I showed just now, but people may have other ideas about other password managers, other ways to create the passwords, but I do think what I explained today is a really good practice. Using the Diceware is solid, really, and also KeePassXC is a really solid tool to use. I would really recommend going that direction instead of, for instance, LastPass, which actually had a big data breach a few years ago, or 1Password, which works really well, but it's still an American company and you have to pay quite a fee for it for every user every month. So yeah, I think doing this gives you enough tools and information and skills to set it up for yourself. Please don't be lazy. Just allocate some time and change all your passwords of all the websites you use. It's actually a fun thing to do as well. It's very satisfying when it's ready, and you will be super secure after that. So yeah, you can look at the documentation. There's a lot of stuff available online, and if you have questions, you can reach out to me via my website.